Any of you, 6 of you that are left now. You like The Walking Dead? Fucking sheep. I'm just kidding. I watch it too. I was talking to a buddy of mine the other day about it, and he's like, I can't wait for like a zombie apocalypse to happen. I can't wait for any apocalypse to happen. He's like, I'm looking forward to breaking in convenience stores and stealing shit and just killing stuff. Just killing stuff and stealing shit. I just want to do that. I told him, man, you could do that tomorrow. It's called being a criminal. I'm not from around here. I sort of am. I've lived here a couple times. I'm from up north, a really small town. It's like a collection of small little shitholes. And there's horses there. Like, people have their own personal horses and horse farms and things like that. And a lot of people think that horses are they're kind of like majestic creatures. They're like in fairy tales and they're in fucking storybooks and stuff. And I personally hate them. I don't like them at all. They're big and strong and scary. Like, horses' mouths are directly, like, they're at neck level at all times. And their teeth are like as big as my fingers. Like, at any moment they want, they can just take out your whole neck if they just wanted to. And they're almost gonna do it. Like, they have been in slavery to us for eons. And I'm sure they're getting sick and tired of it. Like, they have to be. That's going to be the future. The future of the world is just going to be run by horses because they have fucking teeth like this and legs powerful enough to dent goddamn tank. So they're going to take over, no problem. I don't know. A lot of people are telling real life stories there, and I have one that I think it's pretty bizarre. It's kind of funny. I used to live here in town like back in like 2012, 20-something. And my name's Travis Spears, and I lived with a man named Michael Phelps. You know, like the swimmer, but he's not. He's like 3 times the size. So we have a crazy ass party, just a rager. Like, it was a housewarming party. It was like the first week. People were getting on the roof and shit. Like, people were like doing handstands in the toilet, like just getting gnarly, like stupid. And so obviously we got in trouble. They know, like, police didn't show up the first, like, that night, but the security guard for the apartment complex they lived in did. He pulls up, he comes up the next morning and just starts pounding on the door like they should. And we open the door and with just the meanest mug you can possibly think of, just a snarled up face. And he's like, "Hey, is this the house of Travis Phelps and Michael Spears?" And we were just like, well, that's our names. It's messed up. It's not right. So we were just like, kinda? And you're like, how can you kinda be somebody? You either are or you're not. Like, we're just like, well, you said it wrong. And he's like, quit back talking to me, boy. So you shut the fuck up. And so we're just like, all right, man, I'm totally sorry. And he goes, so you guys are partying. Wait a second. A buddy of ours had passed out the night before in the living room. He's talking to us, he's trying to grill us, and then he just stops mid-sentence. It's like, you guys, we got so many fucking noise complaints, you guys, like, all this other stuff, and then he just stops mid-sentence, and he's like, who's that on the goddamn ground? Like, it matters at all. And we're just like, that's our friend. He slept here last night? I don't know. Like, you don't know him. It doesn't matter. And he's just like, hold on. He whips out his cell phone, dials a number, waits for the ring, like, while we're sitting there, like, what the fuck's going on? Somebody answers, and the first thing that he says to them is like, hey, hold on. And then puts the phone to his chest and starts bitching us out again. Like, I don't know who he called. Like, I think it's his wife or something. And he just like wanted to prove to her, like, I'm a man. Listen to me bitching out these boys. Just getting stupid. And then that guy, like, he just decided, he was just like, all right, keep it down. I don't want to have to come back here ever again. Gets in his car and drives around the parking lot 4 times, like, quickly. So it's just like he was trying to catch a startup again. He's like, they're gonna party as soon as I get back around the block. I know it. It's like, so I'm gonna, Oh, man. Let's see. What else do I have? What else can I do? When I was thinking about coming up here, I wanted to do a thing with everybody out here, and I just wanted to ask you what you want to talk about. So, if I can reach, which I cannot. This is as far as I go. Since you're closest, just say like a word, any word, whatever you want to talk about, right off the top of your head.
Sex.
Woo! I actually knew that you were gonna say that. I knew that you were. Let me tell you about. We're talking sex. I'll tell you the story of how I lost my virginity. So I'm hanging out with a girl, and we're driving around this town called Danville. Just like, we go to the park, we go and get shakes at Steak and Shake, and just pretty casual. And then we sit in her car after the Steak and Shake, just like digesting, just like, And all of a sudden we got on the subject of her ex-boyfriend, somehow. And she said, like, this guy used to just take me to, like, random ass parking lots here in town, and we would just have sex. And it was like, alright, fair enough. And just like dicking around, I was like, hey, so you had sex over there? And she's like, yeah, actually. And I was like, what about this one? And she was like, yeah, we've been there too. And I was like, what about that one? And she's like, no, I don't think we went to that one. And I was like, you want to add it to the list? And she's like, are you serious? I was like, yeah. You want to add it? You just want to add that one? You want to check that one off the fucking list? Let's do it. And literally, she was just like, alright, let's go. And that sucked. It sucked so bad. And she had a tiny, tiny little Nissan or whatever. And it was like hot as balls July. Like windows up, and all I can, I'm like this. I'm like holding myself up like on one arm like this, and just like, putting in work, of course. And like, it's so hot and it's so small, all I can think about is all these things that are going on. So this is taking forever, like, forever. My arm starts shaking and I'm like dripping sweat. I thought it was both of us, but it was just me. She was all wet because I was just dripping sweat all over. That's all it was. And that was that. Totally a bad time. Just a bad time. Sir? You just sat down, and you're closer than she is now. So, I just want to ask you what you want to talk about. Yeah, just anything.
The Confederate flag.
Woo! Nope. It's red, it's got stars, it's got there's a big deal about it. Have you heard that terrible ass song? I think it's by there's like a crossover between like some rapper, some not so famous rapper and some not so famous country star, and they get together and the whole song is supposed to be about like, we're not racist, it's great, we're fine.
It's great.
And there's this one song, like the dude's like, I'm sorry. He's like, my flag is faded, you. He's like, I just want the world to know that I'm a Skinner fan. It's like, and the other dude was like, man, awesome, great. That's basically what his next verse was. And I just remember like, that's not cool. It's like, I don't know. You're a Skinner fan. Skinner is a fan of this flag that stands for some bullshit. Maybe you shouldn't be a Skinner fan. I don't know. Oh, okay. Well, all right, guys. Thanks for listening to me. Civic Bartenders, you guys were fantastic. That's Brian.
Travis Spears. English and Brittany? Probably not. I'm sorry, that was a little too soon. All right, guys.